Today at ShopDAP.com, we show you how to put a snub mount in a B7 A4. In our inspection video we found out that our vehicle does not have one of these in it. We found a few other things, including the other engine mounts we're going to be replacing in a separate video. So if you want to check that out, be sure to check the description of this video for links to that. With that said, let's get into our install. The snub mount we're going to be replacing is in the front of the vehicle. It's mounted right around here and keeps the engine from moving up and down. So this, if yours is bad, you could potentially have some vibration issues, which you would want to check that. Yeah, start by removing your lower splash liner, and this is something that you're going to have to do on pretty much most Audis whenever you do just about anything. Simple. So this vehicle, as you can see, would have a snub mount here. It isn't, it's gone completely, which is why we're replacing it. So we're gonna be replacing this thing. It's super easy to do. We're gonna start with these 5mm Allens, 1, 2, 3, 5mm Allens here. We're gonna break them loose. This is not something that is really doing a lot of supporting in your engine. So it's not something you need to worry about taking a lot of stuff down to support the engine with the jack or anything. And we're gonna break this rear bolt loose now. And once we get that last bolt out, we should be able to just slide this out of the way. And what you wanna do is kind of wiggle it and you can get it free past this stuff, or we can wait to take it out until you loosen these up. It should help a little, but it'll pull out if you need it to. And we're just gonna crack these 13s loose. Now, this is mostly because you're not gonna get it back in without doing this. Obviously, we already took the old piece out, but there's no bushing in there. So these, if you can see, it slides up and down quite a bit, which is why you can just crack these loose and allow that adjustment before, instead of struggling to take that bracket out, you can do it this way. It's a much better idea. We're gonna just pull this off these studs. And we wanna clean all this gunk off of here from the old mount. So maybe you could use like a wire brush or something like that, but this one we probably don't really need to. It just kind of rubs off pretty easily. Okay, so we have our new mount and then you have your bracket. And it does look a little small when you look at it, but if you kind of get it worked over there, you can get it on there. It just takes a little bit of ingenuity. Has kind of ribs in there to get it over. So I'm just gonna push down like this. It's gotta go a little bit further, but if it does have a stopping point, if you take a look at the end here. And yeah, she's in. And then put it back in the car. Okay, so this goes in like so, and we're going to feed this together. So what I'm gonna do is feed this tail end up and in, and then swing the front end forward, allowing us kind of what we need to do to get in place. And that should be where we need to be, and we're all set. Now, the first thing you want to bolt up is going to be the bracket side here, because you want to make sure you allow this thing to be adjusted after the fact. So I'm just going to get our Allens threaded in here and snugged up before we even do anything with tightening that. Now we're just going to snug these up, and we will put the torque spec on screen for these, where you can find that information. Now we're all set, we can move on to our front bracket. Now we're gonna get our washers on, and one note you do wanna make sure you have with this is you don't want this to have too much tension on this bracket. The intention of it is not to be a support that holds the engine up, it's so that the engine doesn't move a lot. So one of the things that should do is help improve, possibly this car had a vibration under hard acceleration. It could be related to this. Now we're gonna snug up our 13s, and we'll include this torque spec as well. And now we're done. So we finished our DIY on the motor mount install and the snub mount. So we're gonna test drive the car and see if it resolves our issue. And again, the issue we had was mostly related to vibration, but the vibration issue was, we believe, CVT related. So it does appear as though we haven't done anything CVT related, but it still has a vibration. So the engine mounts were not going to be our issue, and neither were the transmission mounts. The snub mount probably would have caused banging, that because I didn't drive this car a lot, I wouldn't know about. but we're gonna have to go to probably look at the CVT resetting procedure, which we will have a video on that coming, which we can make sure you check that out. We'll link to it in the description when that is available. Thanks so much for watching. The part that we use for this video will be linked in the description. And as always, support for purchases like this or any others help support videos just like this one.